who are still at risk of COVID and of losing their homes.
Let's have a conversation about this. Join us now to talk more about the eviction moratorium from the tenant side is Larry Gross, the executive director of the Coalition for Economic Survival.
Well, welcome, Larry. We thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Great to be with you, Pat and Jeff.
Okay, well, Larry, let's get right to this. What are some lesser known rights that tenants have that they should know about?
Well, that is the big issue, is that most tenants don't know what their rights are, generally speaking, and those rights vary depending upon where you live, when your apartment unit was built, and how many units are there. So there's a lot of confusion, and the county moratorium covers all the unincorporated areas of the county and cities within the county that don't have any type of rent protections. And there are some cities, like the city of Los Angeles, Santa Monica, and West Hollywood, who have their own protections and own laws that in some cases provide more protections. And I just wanted to say, in regards to the case you just showed, which is a very sad, but it's a very unique case. I've never seen anything like it. And if there's anyone to blame, I would blame the realtor, because this law has been in effect for a year. And if this person bought it 7 months ago, he knew that what he was getting into. So it's important that both homeowners and landlords and tenants know what the laws are and what their rights are.
Well, those real estate agent disclosures aside, what do you say to those landlords who are struggling? I mean, they have to make ends meet too. They have to pay their mortgages. What do they do when tenants don't pay? And like you mentioned that previous story, the landlord there said those government programs aren't paying him a dime.
Well, unfortunately, they're not paying tenants. It's very slow to get that money out. And the fact is that we do need money for both landlords and tenants. We don't want to see small landlords go out of the business because they'll be gobbled up by corporate Wall Street type landlords who don't care about, what their tenants' situation is. They just want to make more and more money. So it's a difficult situation for both landlords and tenants. We recognize this, but the fact is that tenants are suffering a lot more because they're lower income. Many of them have lost their jobs because of COVID. They are paying more of their income to rent. We live in an area where we have the highest poverty rate. We have the most overcrowded conditions, and we're the homeless capital of the nation. And all of that falls on the back and the shoulders of tenants in this area.
You're so right about that, Larry. And people have questions all the time. I don't think they know necessarily where to go to get answers. I'm glad we're talking about this now. Just how long will the eviction moratorium be extended?
So in the county ordinance is going to be extended to the end of the year, but it's in 2 stages to phase out. But in the city of Los Angeles, the eviction protections will be in effect until at least February 7th, 2023. Now, of course, we don't know what the future holds as far as COVID. If we have another surge and another variant and things get really bad again, there may be other attempts to extend it. Hopefully that's not the case, but we don't necessarily know what we're dealing with in that regard.
Larry, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your expertise.
Yes, and we just want to remind our viewers again about that email address that you had up there, helpinglarenters@gmail.com, and they can get more information on our website as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Larry. Well, still ahead here, love is